Hello everybody, madly cleaning up from doing tutorials. As soon as somebody pops in, if you could let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. Excuse my mess as I try to get organized again. I am going on 10 hours worth of work today so far. Still got a couple minutes. Anybody out there? Anybody joining us today? Hi Kim, can you hear me okay? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm coming or going today. How are you feeling? Hi Kathy, can you hear me? Trying to get organized. Look what I finished today. Hi Susan. Okay, Kathy's watching. Kim, I know you're watching. Susan, are you sewing along with me today? I can't see it being a full 2 hours today. This bag is so fast. We're going to be finished it next week. Hi Diane. Oh my gosh. Dexter's going to be in with us here pretty quick. He's doing much better today, but we got him a soft cone, but Riley has a meeting he has to go to, so Dexter may be joining us. So Kathy, Diane, Kim, Susan. I hope you feel better soon, Kim. Who's sewing with me today? Diane, are you sewing with me today? So yeah, we'll be done this bag next week. Today we're going to do the exterior. Next week we're going to do the lining, which is super easy, and put it all together, which is good because Tuesday, due to Dexter got fixed on Monday. Dexter decided on Tuesday that he needed to play with his stitches, even though they were internal, but he caused some problems. So yeah, so he's strictly being supervised right now. He's not liking living in a cone. We ended up getting him a soft cone because the hard cone just was not, he was so stressed out, but he's doing much better today. He's not as needy. He was needing to be in my lap the whole time, which was annoying, but yeah, Riley will be bringing him down to me shortly. So he'll just curl up, hopefully, and go to sleep. So I got Cassia tutorial done today. I got Makayla tutorial done today, so you guys will be able to watch them after class. They should all be uploaded and ready to go. I started work at 6 a.m. It's now 4 a.m., so I'm going 10 hours strong so far. This class I see being about an hour, maybe just over an hour. It should go pretty fast. Okay, so Diane is sewing with me. Yay! So we'll just give another, I don't know, we'll give it to about 5 after or so to see if anybody else pops out. Ooh, you're hand stitching, Susan. Susan, are you going to make this one? This one is super fast and super nice. So this is the small. This is the one I did in the tutorial. I did mine as a crossbody strap. Isn't that cute? It turned out, I seriously just finished this like 2 hours ago. So yeah, I'm super happy with it, and it's a fairly quick sew. So yeah, and free, which is even better. Free pattern. Free pattern. Alrighty. Oh. Okay. Give myself a moment to breathe, right? It is cute, isn't it, Kim? So compared in size to the Mabel, let me grab a Mabel. So the Mabel was pretty quick as well, but this is the comparison between the two. So it's longer than the Mabel, but shorter than the Mabel. But kind of the same idea. And they're both free patterns, so. Oh, goodness me. Okay, let me just see if I can get Dexter in here. Riley, are you sending me Dexter? Okay. All right. Doesn't need me just yet. My room is a disaster. I think I just bumped my camera. I may have to adjust that. Oh, goodness me. Yay. So yeah, today we're going to do the exterior. Everybody got their interfacing fused on? Any questions about interfacing? I feel like my room is a disaster. I think I did 2 days worth of work in 1 day. My goodness. Alrighty. So yeah. I think it's going to look way different in the Leopard Luxes I'm doing this other one in, but it was a very, I'm glad it wasn't a complicated sew. Okay, so how about we get started? I'm just going to check my camera angles. Bear with me, please. I just want to make sure. Okay, it stayed okay. Perfect. I've readjusted my camera, so I think it'll be smoother. Oh, you love the blue, Kathy? This is the sky blue pearl vinyl from Galaxy Customs. The pearl vinyls are my absolute favorite of her vinyls. It's the sheen they have on them. They're almost like vintage. I know this is the vinyl they use to upholster vintage cars, like from the 1950s. So I only know that because she does that. She's an upholsterer. So, alrighty, where to start? Oh, gotta get my bearings about me here. Okay. We will start. I do my marking a little bit different than she does. I'm just kind of looking at the pattern here. She uses glue. I use double-sided tape. Okay. So let me put this 2 face down and we will get started. Oops. My views are a little different from tutorial to this. My table is a disaster. Okay, how's that looking? All right. So let's start first with some prep work. So we're going to need our connectors, our flap strip, and our connector strips. Okay, and you will need, just so you get it all out right away, where is it? You'll also need your connector strip template for what we're going to do right now. Alrighty. Are we ready to go? Okay, so first thing we want to do is find the center of our flap strip, which is 2 inches. So we want to do a 1-inch line across, center line. Already did it on my connectors. We need to do it on the connector strips as well, which is just like barely 2 inches up-ish. Doesn't have to be an exact center for the connector strips. All right, so Diane, it's me and you sewing today, so stop me if I get going too fast, okay? All right, so I'm gonna grab some double-sided tape. And on my connector strips, I apologize for all the little pieces of thread and everything all over my table. We are going to fold the short sides of our connector strips into that center line for both. One, 2, that look right? I really feel like I cut these weird. But we're okay. Same with the other one. So again, it's the short sides coming into the long side. I'm making this small, so if you're doing the large, make sure you're double checking the measurements and the patterns for the large or the medium size, because they will be different. But one thing that's great about this pattern is she has a lot of the measurements already on the pattern pieces, so that works out really good. I think I folded this one in too far. Okay. Okay, so set those aside for a moment. We're going to take these all to the machine at the same time. Okay, our flap strip, we're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to be doing any stitching on this one just yet. We're just going to prepare it. I feel like I need to move my camera a little bit. There we go. If you guys can't see anything, let me know. Or if it seems off, it's because my camera setup is a little different for tutorials, and I seriously just finished it just before coming on. What's nice about having just finished the Makayla though today is it's super, super fresh in my brain. But I think I could easily make like 2 or 3 of them in a day. That's how fast they are. But today we're just going to do the exterior. Okay, so once you have your flap strip folded into that center line, now you're just going to take some double-sided tape on the wrong side and put it down the middle, and then you can put it aside for now. So it's just ready to go for when we're ready for it. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And then my connectors, we're going to do the same thing. Long sides into that center line. Diane, you're home from work early today. So yes, so next week will be the final class for Makayla because it's only a 3-class bag. You'll see why. And it worked out good because I had to cancel Tuesday's class. So the Tuesday class will be taking over the Thursday spot for the 4th Makayla bag spot because we won't be needing it. So that's okay. There's one. It's raining out. I could use some rain here, please. We're so smoky My son had an asthma attack this morning from the smoke. It's just terrible. Fire's burning all around us. Okay, so now we're going to take these 4 pieces to the machine. For these connectors, we're going to do an 1/8 of an inch top stitch down each side. For these, why do I feel like they're not? Oh, they are. We're going to do an 1/8 of an inch down each side and also do a 3/8 of an inch top stitch. So an 1/8 of an inch and a 3/8 of an inch on each side of the folded sides of the connector strips. All right, so let me flip us over. Flip us over. There we go. Might have to adjust the light on that a little bit. Seems very dark to me. Oh well. It's getting darker, so. Okay. Tell me how that view is. Is it okay? Tell me. I need to get more lights. Okay. So I'm going to grab my scrap piece of vinyl. One moment. To check my tension. This is just a scrap piece I'm checking my tension with first, just to make sure it's going to be a nice top stitch. Oops, I threw my scissors on the floor. Ooh. There we go. Okay. Just because I just changed my thread out, and I'm using different vinyl. That looks good to me. Okay. So, connectors first, 1/8 inch down each side. I'm going to chain stitch them. Go down the one side. Oh my goodness, somebody's driving the motorcycle fast down the street. Rather than cutting my thread, I'm just going to go down the short side to get to the other side and do the opposite side. Okay, and then these ones I'm going to chain stitch them as well. So I'll go in with the 1/8 of an inch first. One side. But these ones don't stitch down the sides because we're going to trim some stuff away. So you only want to do the one stitch first. I'm going to go back on the other side and do an 1/8 of an inch down the other side. Stitching 1/4 of an inch away from that line or 3/8 of an inch in from the sides. Threads everywhere. My goodness. Okay. Side done. And the other side done. Okay, I'm going to cut them all apart here. A little bit more seamless for the camera switch over, so it stormed really bad there. Oh, well, I have, you guys, if you haven't already, So we're trying to decide on whether to do the classes an hour earlier or not. I have a poll going on the channel right now. So please do go into the community section and choose which time works for you, whether the 4 o'clock, which is the same as now, or the 3 o'clock, or if you choose the option, either works for you. I honestly kind of hope for the earlier time, but again, it'll go with the majority. Yeah, I just had some requests to do it a little earlier, so I thought I'd leave it up to everybody. And I did it on the public side. It came to 50-50, so now I'm leaving it up to the membership. So, okay, oops, I needed that piece still. All right. So the connectors set aside for now. These ones here, the connector strips, what we want to do is we want to lay, so we got our folded over edge here and here. Oops, I almost forgot. First we want to do this. My scissors. So we want to pull back that double-sided tape here. And we're going to trim this back to 1/8 of an inch away from that top stitching. And this just reduces bulk when we go to sew this on to the gusset and when we go to sew it onto the bag. Winter time, you're good earlier, but not summer. That's what I was thinking, Diane, was more for the winter because I lose daylight by 4 o'clock and my room gets so dark, but that hour earlier would really make a difference. So, I mean, we could revisit it later again too, but we'll see what everybody else thinks. I don't want to lose members because I changed the time, but I have a feeling the time's just going to stay the same, to be honest, but okay. And I like to leave it up to all of you because you are the ones that come on and sew with me live, so it really should be up to you. Okay, so that's what we've done is we've just cut that bulk back. Then we're going to take this template piece. So make sure if you're doing the large, you're using the large one, and if you're doing the small, you're doing the small one. You're going to line the top and bottom up against the folded edges. And then we're going to trim these pieces up so they end up taking on the same shape as this template piece. So I'm just going to go in. You can go in with your scissors or your rotary cutter and just trim it up. So that's one. Do the other side. And did you guys all see? I can now do sonar patterns in classes, you guys. So keep that in mind for your November nominations. Okay. Oops, that looks funky. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So that prep work is done. Just get all of this off. Okay, next, let me know when you're all done there, Diane. We'll move to the next step. Skipping over the lining today. I thought we're at. You're good? Okay. So one thing I learned with doing the tutorial, and I haven't done it just yet, but we can do it for homework. No. I guess it really doesn't matter too much. I added in just a little strip of Decovil Lite in these areas, like a non-woven, because of how Might do it now. We end up putting these rivets in after the fact. So we don't get to back them with any Decovil Heavy, but they go through all the layers. So it honestly probably would be fine. I'm just always scared that the vinyls will stretch out and then the rivet will pop through. So I'm gonna go turn my iron on. I'm gonna get just some scraps of either Decovil Heavy or Decovil Lite just to put right in, like, to like 1.5 inches down from the top of the stabilizer. Again, and that's just something that I discovered doing the tutorial today. So let me go grab some of that, and you can go grab some of that. I'm gonna turn my iron on. On the other side of my room, okay. So I just have some scraps of Decovil Lite I'm gonna use. You don't have to do this. It just, in my mind, it'll just make it better. I think so. So I'm going to just cut some of that out. And it doesn't have to be pretty. You just want something that when we put that rivet in, so like I'm just going to put one on each side, like right like that on each side of this. And that'll just give us a non-woven. You can use like an 809 or something here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse that on. You can decide if you're going to do that. I just think it adds a little extra stability for when we go to rivet it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to just run over to my iron here and quickly fuse these two pieces on. So I moved my iron the furthest away from the camera as I could, I swear. Sometimes what happens when it's just a woven interfacing you have on it, woven or non-woven interfacing like Decovil Lite won't stretch. That's why I put Decovil Heavy on the back of all of my rivets, because it doesn't stretch. So if the vinyl ends up stretching or the cotton ends up stretching, then that rivet will pop through if it doesn't have a non-woven behind it. So because I used EB Fuse Heavy, EB Fuse Heavy is my main stabilizer. It is a woven, and I know it's similar to Decovil Lite, but I don't know if it, being a woven, I think it might stretch a little bit if, anyways, I don't know for sure. Just in my head, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So yeah. Diane, are you doing that right now? Or are you going to skip that? Again, it's just something I kind of discovered as I was doing the tutorial today. Wow, I feel like this camera gives so much view of everything that I have going on my table. You're doing it? Okay, let me know when you're done and then we'll move on. Again, you don't have to do it. It's just for my own peace of mind, I'm doing it. I'm actually going to use chalk, I think. Yay. Let me just check on my upload here. You're done? Okay. I'm just checking to make sure my upload is still going good. 70 minutes left for Makayla. Or not Makayla, Cassia. Okay. So now you want to grab, not that one, pattern piece. You want to grab your gusset pattern piece. Now you can definitely just measure as well, but because I can't give measurements, right? She marks all the lines on the pattern piece that we need to mark. So if you look at the pattern piece, I don't know if you guys can see, you will see some dotted lines, okay? And the dotted lines, connector strip placement. The dotted lines are for the placement of our connectors. So I'm folding it down, my first dotted line, okay? So you'll see one square and a dotted line, and I'm going to put this down. Again, you can measure as well. And I'm going to draw my first line. I'm using chalk because I don't know how my vinyl leather pen will work on my on this Luxe vinyl. Once you've done that first dotted line, so we're not working with the solid line, we're working with the dotted line, you're going to fold down to your next dotted line and draw another line, just like so. Do the same with the opposite side. That's one. Pull down the next one. Just like so. Okay, and then over here, let's also mark the centers of our short sides, short ends, and our long ends. Fold it in half for the long side. Okay, and then let me know when you're there. Yay! Oops, almost dropping my mouth. Okay, you're ready to go? Okay. We don't need our D-rings just yet. I'm just getting them ready. Okay. So now we're going to take our connectors, have them right side up, and we're going to just put a little itty bitty bit of double-sided tape on the bottom of the bottom edge of the right side. So this is the right side. Another thing we're going to do with the pattern piece is you can see she has a center line all the way down the pattern piece. We want to mark where the center is of that top line for sure. So I'm just going to lay this down and mark that center. I'm just going to put a line there. It's just going to help me put my connector on nice and straight. So just on that top line. Just follow the line on the pattern. Mark that center. Okay. So now we're going to take our connector and we're going to put it right sides together with the gusset, lining it up nice and centered to that first line and stick it down. And then make sure it's definitely centered at the top here, which mine is. And do the same with the opposite side. So the right sides together. The wrong side of our connector is facing up. Quite centered. Adjust if you need to center it more. You definitely want them centered, trust me. Such a tight seam allowance there. There we go. Okay, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little box. So I think my box is only like a half inch box. We're gonna do that on both sides. I'm just eyeballing it. You could also use the pattern piece. And then we are going to go ahead and we are just going to sew around that box on both sides. So let me flip us over. We will go do that. Try not to bump the camera with my chair. We're good. So I think the reason she does this in the pattern is to reduce bulk of sewing this connector on for those who have machines that don't like thicknesses, especially when you are using lino. Around. It's one side. Is the view okay? Can you guys see everything okay? My back is to the computer, so I can't see what's going on. I really got to learn to set my iPad up over here so I can see it. I'll remember that for next week. Okay. Let me know when you're all done that and we'll move on. View is perfect? Perfect. Oops. I think the camera switching over has made it so you guys don't get a black screen, so that's good. All right. You're good to go? Okay. So now we're going to take more double-sided tape and put them on the opposite raw ends. Just a little piece. You can also hold in place at the machine too, but... Oh, thanks, Kim. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our D-rings. So the flat side of our D-ring is going to be facing up. So the flat side of the D-ring is against the wrong side of the connector piece. Take that tape off, and you are going to bring this end down nice and centered to that second line. So you're going to bypass the first line and go down to the second line, but make sure they fall right on top of each other. So I don't know, can you see that? Wish I didn't use black fabric. So yeah, they're about an inch apart, and that's just making it so it's less bulky. So hi Dawn, thank you. I know you're busy, you didn't have to pop in. Do the same with the opposite side and the opposite D-ring. Bring it down to that second line, and then we're going to sew a box again just like we did before, just around this bottom part. This is going to be all floopy. That is okay. So draw another half-inch box right along here, and we'll go over to the machine and do that. Let me flip this over. Just one side. Said, and this stitching will not show, so if it's not a perfect square, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to see it. It's more just to hold the connector in place, and then we're going to hide it with that connector strip to make it pretty. So this does not have to be perfect square. I'm terrible at sewing squares. Terrible. That's why I rivet everything. It's not my forte at all. All right. There we go. So let me know when you're all done that. Oh my gosh, I feel like my area is such a mess. How are you doing today, Dawn? Okay, so now that we have those all done, you're going to see the solid lines that say connector strip top and connector strip placement bottom. So we want to fold those down and draw those lines, just like we did with the connector placement. Draw it here. And then fold down at the solid line for the next one. Line it up. Go there. And same with the opposite side. So I think there's measurements in the pattern too, but I like this because I can't tell you what the measurements are, so this works out good. And the top one. Well done with that pattern piece. And then what we're going to do is take the connector strips that we made. The narrow side will go with the narrower side of the gusset. And you're going to line up the raw edges. Now it is going to billow a little bit, and that is what we want because that's part of the decorative thing about it, is it billows and it makes room for that connector that we're hiding underneath. So yes, so do one side. And then you'll see it kind of hangs over, and you're just going to bring just bring the raw edges together. And it will create that little bit of a billow. That's what we want. Same with the opposite side. Just line it up in between those lines. And then we're just going to base those raw edges. This bottom we leave open. It is open on these two, so it gives room to it. Don't worry. And you actually need it later to poke that D-ring back up later. So let's go ahead and base that. Oops, wrong button. that. Okay, on the other side. My knee lift is so squeaky. It's been squeaky since day one. I have oiled it, everything. I think it's just my machine's voice. Okay. All right, and that is our gusset done. What we can do now is we can take this hardware and you can kind of stuff it down and inside for now because we're going to want it to be out of the way. Just kind of stuff it down and out in there. We'll revisit that later. So you can put that aside for now. So let me know when you're all done with that. Oops, I got these in the wrong place. Hand sewing, Dawn. Dawn, did you see this? Isn't she pretty? And this was the 400 denier waterproof canvas that I didn't think I liked so much from Sam Fabrics, but it's actually amazing for lining. Diane, did you just give me that thumbs up? Are you ready to go? Okay, so Diane, are you doing a turn lock or are you doing a magnetic snap? It's blue, it's pearl vinyl, it's the sky blue pearl vinyl. You're doing the turn lock, Diane? Okay, perfect. So we're going to take our main panels and we're going to find our top and bottom centers. My hands don't want to work today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my nameplate. Now, I don't want to do my nameplate center because we're going to have the flap there. You may decide you want to have it. So just go right now and install your nameplate wherever you want it to be. I'm going to do mine. I did it 2 inches in from the right and 1.5 inches up is what I did on the other bag. Just made a cross point right there. So what I mean is, I thought it looked nicer off to the side, but you could definitely put it down on the bottom or wherever you like. If you're not doing a turn lock, it looks really good right there too, but I opted to put mine off to the side. So you can install your nameplate or handmade tag wherever you want. But this is the point that we have to do it. So it's not homework. We're doing it together today. So go ahead and do that. Why does that not look very straight? Let's try this again. Because it's not, Brandy. Because it's not. There we go. Just keep in mind it's a 3/8 seam allowance all the way around. Have my scissors? These ones have been. My embroidery scissors have always been rainbow. I have 2 pairs of these. I got them on Amazon, super cheap. See what that marks now. I might have to put, I'm going to put a little backing of foam behind this because my vinyl's a little thinner there. Just because I don't want my nameplate to move. So sometimes I just put a scrap of foam behind it when I'm working with a thinner vinyl and a thinner interfacing, just so this doesn't move. Make sure it's nice and straight. Try it out, push it down, and put tape on the back. Nameplate is on. I think that looks nice there. I think that'll be good. Hold on to the X-Acto knife because we're going to need that. They actually are really crappy. They're squirrels. Can you see the squirrels? But they kept popping off here, so I crazy glued them on. Like this part kept falling off of the scissors. They are only like $9 on Amazon, so. Temp in Kamloops. Alexa, what's the weather?
In Kamloops, it's 36 degrees Celsius with partly sunny skies.
36.
Tonight, you can look for mostly clear
It's
skies
a cooler day today.
with a low
It's only
of 17
36.
degrees. Also, there's a heat warning in effect until Thursday, August 17th, 11:06 p.m.
We're in heat warming, or heat warning, and smoke warning. All right, so let me know when you're done with that, Diane. I have my pattern pieces everywhere because I just finished using them all. I'm going to need this. I have a brand new central air unit, so it's working non-stop. I'm sure my electric bill or gas bill or whatever it's connected to is going to be painful, but it's better than being too hot. Kim, were you going to So Magical Expo in September? Was it you that was going, or was it Cynthia? I can't remember. You're ready to go, Diane? Okay. So now we're going to install the male side of our turn lock. So we're going to use, I've already punched a hole. This is also, if you're doing a magnetic snap, you would put the female side of the magnetic snap here. So I'm going to put this down over top and make a circle mark where I'm going to be placing this. And then go ahead and put on the male side as per your manufacturer's instructions. So use that male, or that little dot as my center mark. I do my lines. Make sure they're the same width as my prongs, and they are, and then go ahead and install it. I'm also going to put a piece of Decovil Heavy behind my prongs. Careful not to cut your fingers. I have a dull X-Acto knife just for that reason, by the way. Okay, I should have a scrap piece that's big enough. This is my pile of Decovil Heavy scraps, and I try to make some a little bit longer to accommodate. That work? A little too narrow. To accommodate when I'm doing turn locks. Not that I do them very often, but maybe this one? I'd like it a little bit wider than that. I could go cut one, but I'm too lazy. Not gonna lie. Huh. We didn't do them. Oh, here's one. There you go. Perfect. I don't waste anything. So that's all scraps that were cut out of my Decovil. So, okay, so I'm going to cut my slits through here as well. Ooh, that was almost my finger. Okay. Put this through. My Decovil Heavy scrap through. Turn locks are not my favorite thing to install. That's for sure. And then put my washer on. And I push mine center. And I also like to make sure that's nice and straight before I bang it into place and that it's nice and centered. It is. And we're straight. And I take the rubber side of my mallet bang it down to make sure it's in there. It flattens these down good. And I use the rubber side so it doesn't wreck my hardware finish. That's on there nice and good. And then I back it with duct tape. And that is our front panel done. So let me know when you're ready to go after that. This bag is so fast. So fast. What's my next piece I need to do? Who's excited for Cassia that's in that class? Doing the Cassia bag. It's going to be a workout, pre-warning you. It's an awesome bag though. I can show you after class if you like. It's over there. Okay, Diane, you ready? All right. Okay, so you can set the front flap aside for now with the gusset. Now we're going to take our, whatchamacallit, this is our flap. Now, if you are doing a magnetic snap, you would install the male side of the magnetic snap on the lining right now. Diane and I are doing a turn lock, so we will be doing this in the end. I'm not going to make any markings on here because I'm going to show you how I make sure my turn locks line up perfect every time, because when I do it with the markings on the pattern, they never line up. So, okay, so what we want to do is find our top and bottom centers of both our lining. So you really only just need the top center of your exterior here. So just the top center of your exterior piece is good enough. Okay, you're going to take the lining and the exterior and you're going to put them right sides together. We're going to leave the top open. I will put a clip there just to hold it in place, but we're not going to be sewing along this top, but clip all the rest together. See, I cut my lining a little bigger. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit because you know me with my cutting. It's still too big there. And doing the turn lock is the exact reason why I use Decovil Heavy instead of Decovil Lite here, just so I had more for the the male side to grab onto. It's sometimes a little thicker there, so. Okay, and then we're not going to sew this top, but we're going to sew the sides, making sure we put our needle down at the pointy parts with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way up the sides. Okay. 3/8. And when you get to the corner, make sure you go needle down before you pivot, so you get a nice sharp corner there. Dave says he's going to put my needle down thingy, my needle positioner on this weekend. We'll see if that happens. He said that the last few, so. Take the curve nice and slow so you get a nice angle. You can see you're kind of pretty much following your stabilizer. And I'm going to go around with the second row of stitching. Actually, I guess I can look to see. I'm going to check to see if my stitches are stressed out at all. You know what I mean? Where they're showing through. It changes. Pearl vinyls, I always have to do that second. I don't think I have to with this one, but I'm going to anyway. So just to strengthen the seam, I'm going to go within the seam allowance 1/8 of an inch away from what I just stitched, especially because I just did it in a top stitch length, which was silly. So, oopsies, this will fix it. And that just, you know, sometimes your stitches look like they ladder in a way, and that's sometimes just because of the vinyl or whatever you're using. It's stressing them out a little bit, and just making another seam or another stitch line within the seam allowances to it just really helps it. I don't do it on all the bags, but certain vinyls I do. Hello, Dexter. Whoops, I hope he doesn't move my camera. Oh boy. Okay, Coco can't be in here. Riley, take Coco out, please. Here, Coco. Dexter can stay, Coco cannot. Coco, out she goes. Sorry, guys. Riley's going into his meeting, and Coco followed Dexter in. Coco, come here. Come here. Let me just get her out of the room. Make my microphone go all crazy. Come here. Guys, let me know if there's a high-pitched sound. Hey, Dexter, no. Come on. Coco, out. Dexter, you're not allowed to play. No, you're calm. Can you close the door, please? Thank you, Riley. Dexter, go to your place. Dexter? He's not allowed to play. He's got stitches. I don't know if you guys can see him if I go face up. Dexter? 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 I don't think he's going to come. Dexter? No, he'll knock my camera with his donut. Can you guys see him? No, you can't quite see him. He's got a big donut around his head. He looks ridiculous. Okay. Is the volume okay? I know Coco sometimes makes it go all weird, so the sound. Okay, Diane, let me know when you're at this point. Don't knock my camera there, Dexter. Volume is good? Okay. No high-pitched sound then. Good, good. Dog looks so ridiculous. You finally figured out your volume, Kim? Excellent. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just where we have our pointy sections here. We're going to cut them on an angle as close as we can to the stitching, like so. Same with right here, because we want to get it nice and sharp. Same with on this side. Same with on this side. And then I'm going to take my pinking shears, I can find them, along the curvy side. I need new pinking shears or a way to sharpen these. I've tried the tin foil thing. These are just way too old. I need Kai ones, I think. Yeah. Okay. And then on these straight sections, you can trim it up a little bit if you want to. Up to you. We'll do a little bit. Here, can you guys see him? Can you see him over there with his cone? Hey, Dexter. Coco's saying hi. He's staring at the door with the cone around his neck. Silly boy. Okay, and then what we can do is turn this right side out. My hands have been working too hard. They don't want to work anymore. Look at this. It's not this hard to turn out. My hands are tired. My wrists are tired. Okay, roll out all of those seams, poke out those corners. See, I got nice corners there. Just gotta watch because he's sitting right by my camera and he tends to like to bump it. Drives me nuts. But he's a little bit better than he has been the last couple of days. Yesterday he was so needy. Today he's feeling much better. I'm being careful, Dawn. It's okay. Okay, so I finger pressed the seams all the way around. Just glitter is all over me. I am going to just take a few clips along this top raw edge to hold it in place. Like so. So we're going to baste across the top here, and then we're going to top stitch all the way around, and where we have kind of where it's a little pointier here, you want to put needle down there before you pivot to go all the way around to get a really nice top stitch. I'll give my hands a good rest over the weekend. It's my dad's 70th birthday party, and yeah, so I will not be working. Oh, look at that messy floor. Dexter obviously moved my camera, and now you guys see my messy floor right by my garbage. How embarrassing. Ouch. Anyways, let me fix that. Oh, Dexter. I haven't had a chance to vacuum, I know. Okay. Why did my other one not come on? Bear with. Okay. So yeah, I have a busy weekend. We're getting our family photos done on Saturday, and my dad's birthday party on Saturday, and tomorrow I have to go grocery shopping and get his birthday cake. He's not happy about turning 70, but I told him he's fine. He's fine. Okay, so we'll start in the center and baste. No, I didn't check my tension. I guess I can do it partway through here. Needle down, pivot, go to the corner, needle down, pivot. Let's check my stitches. I think I'm okay. Am I okay? I can tighten them up a little. I didn't check my tension beforehand. Needle down. Because it shows through on both sides, you want the tension to look good. Okay, I'm good now. Nice and slow around the curvy section. Pivot. Dawn's saying pivot, pivot. I know her. I put that into her head. And base the rest of the top. Looks good. I'm a busy lady. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 bags, 5 bags and 3 tutorials in the last week, and I was supposed to vacuum on Sunday but didn't because I was still making stuff. And then Dexter's surgery and his little complications got in the way and I didn't vacuum. I admit I only vacuum my studio once a week, but that's right in front of my garbage and I miss it a lot. So so yes, tomorrow I'm going to try to clean it a little bit before I go out. All right. So let me know when you're there. Guess I should look at the instructions a little bit because I just made this today. It is so fresh in my head. So we are now on page 29 of the pattern. Clean when done, yes. I clean normally on Sundays. I would do a vacuum and everything, but I mean, it's with the fire and everything. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is so dusty with ash and everything in here. Must just be coming in through the central air. Okay, so now we're going to work on the back panel. So what we want to do is some marking. Now, Diane, are you doing the small or are you doing the large? I'm sure you told me, but I don't remember. I'm going to use chalk on this. Whoops. So if you're doing the small, you are going to measure down and make a line 2 inches from the top. Doing the small. Okay, so mark a line 2 inches from the top. I'm also going to make a little divot here at my center mark because I can see it up there. You can also take your pattern piece. Again, you can fold it along the pattern piece and draw across there, but I want to make sure that mine is nice and straight, but I am going to mark my center of it, my center line. Yeah, that lines up with my dots. So, and then draw another one 2 3/8 from the top. So make sure it's nice and straight because you don't want a crooked flap. Which is the only reason I'm not using the pattern pieces because I don't know. And then 3/8 below that one. And draw a line. Okay. Okay. So now on your flap, on that raw side where we clipped our center, on the lining side, you're going to put some double-sided tape just along that raw edge. Dexter, what you doing, baby? Have a great night, Kim. We'll see you later. The tutorial's up, Kim, if you want to watch it. Okay, take the tape off, and then right side up, we're going to match that center divot with that center mark on that first line. Okay, and you want to make sure you are definitely centered. So I just measure from this bottom here, 2 3/4, 2 3/4. I'm centered. Not quite centered here, but I think that's more because of my cutting than anything, but that's okay. So you just want to make sure 2 3/4. Dexter, you can't come in. Your cone won't let you pass the chair, buddy. It won't let you pass the chair. I'll let you pass in a little bit. Okay, So once we have that, we're going to go 1/8 of an inch baste and then go in with another 1/4 inch baste just to secure that really good on there. One at 1/8 of an inch and one at 1/4 of an inch. Actually, I'm sewing lines, not basting lines. Sew them. Uh-oh. Dexter, don't move my camera, buddy. No, no. Get your cone away from my camera. Dexter, no. You can't be in my lap. You guys, seriously. Look it. I'm going to show you him and then I'll readjust. You see him there? Do you see his cone? Okay, dude. Can't be under here. Sorry, he's moving my camera. He's trying to get on my lap. I apologize. This is why I couldn't do the Cassia class because it's very complex and if he was getting in the way, it wouldn't have been good. This one is a little easier, so it's not so bad. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch. Is my camera okay? Yeah, it is. Okay. And don't go past your flap. You're only going from the bottom of your flap. You're not going all the way across the main exterior. Just your flap. Okay. Oh dear. Dexter, sorry for the moving camera, you guys. That is my puppy. Alrighty. He's a very needy baby and he wants to be, you should see him. Oh my gosh, he's breaking my heart. Okay, I'm going to move this camera here because I got to show you guys. Bear with me. Okay, ready? Where is he? Can you see him in there? I don't know if you can see him. Dexter, he's on the other side of my chair. I don't think you can see him. Maybe if I go like that. Might be too dark. There he is. Look at him. His donut. Dude, you can't come. See him? See how pathetic he's being? Yeah, baby. Okay, let me put this camera back to where it goes. Sorry. I had to share my baby's woes. As you can see how sensitive my cameras are to move. That's okay. One moment. There we go. All fixed. Yes. Okay, so let me know when you're there, Diane. No, Dexter. You can't read my green sign. It says you haven't had enough coffee until you can thread a sewing machine while it's running. Okay, so we got that on. Now we're going to take our previously prepared flap strip, take the paper off, and we are going to put it along that line that we drew. And it will overhang. That's okay. And I'm also going to double check that it's nice and straight. Oh, don't cry, baby. You're okay. I need to go up a little bit here. No. No. Just like that. Can you see that? This would have been really cool with like a different colored if I used black, but I did not. So you could probably see it a little bit better on this one here. Okay, and then we're going to top stitch along the bottom and along the top. Just like I did, you can see it better on this one. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll see if my cameras are still where they need to be because Dexter is. bottom part first. Make sure my stitches look good, and they do. And then the top. And that just hides that raw side of the flap. Ouch. He's breaking your heart. He's much better today, trust me. So that is what we got so far. Time is it? Oh, we're filling the time, okay? That's all right. We'll just keep going. I think it looks nice in the leopard. Definitely is going to give it a different look than this one. My goal is to get this whole exterior done so I can make doing the male side of the turn lock homework, and I'll show you how to do that. We're almost done the exterior now. Actually, no, we can't do the male part of the turn lock until the very end. I lied. Female side, yes, sorry. You just got to be what's in my mind. I said female side, but I think I'm thinking male side of the magnetic snap. So the turn lock, the female side, is very, very, very last, and I will probably tell you now, I probably won't do that in class because we all install it differently, and it's super loud because I bang it, but we'll have the whole bag done except for that, and then everybody can finish that on their own. But that's next week. So isn't it funny how we think something and say something totally different? It's funny how the world works that way. Your brain. But we're almost done the exterior. As you can see, I have all 3 pieces here. Okay, give another couple minutes. Dawn, do you think you're going to make this one when you get a chance? Being super fast? I haven't gone through menopause yet. I keep dabbling in it, but I haven't gone through it yet. I'm in remission from it right now. No more hot flashes or anything. But my doctor did a test and he figured I still had about 4 more years. I've had a hysterectomy, partial hysterectomy, so I don't get my monthly cycle anymore, but I mean, I still have my ovaries and stuff, so. Okay, so now we want to flip this over and we want to trim off the excess wings of that strip. So So I'm just going to take my scissors and follow the line of my panel. And actually, I think I'm going to, I did it on this one. I installed 3 rivets kind of at the top, like you can kind of feel where it comes down here. And I just thought it would secure that flap more, and it adds another decorative element. So I think I'm going to do that for this one as well. So I'm just going to kind of feel down. You can feel where the flap ends right halfway there. So I'm actually, they're not going to, like this one here, they're not centered to the flap, but they're still decorative enough near the top, and it's securing that on more. Now this isn't part of the pattern. You can decide if you want to do this or not. I'm just going to eyeball it, make sure they're about the same, and I'm going to quickly do it. So I want it to be centered from about there to there. What is that, 7.5? So 3.75. Be about center. Right about there. Is that centered? Yeah. So I'm going to put 3 rivets in, and you can decide if you want to do that. I'm also going to back them with pieces of Decovil Heavy. This isn't part of the pattern. This is a Brandy thing, but I honestly think it looks super pretty. So I'm going to do it, and then we will start finishing up. Okay. So I'm going to get my rivet presses from over here. Bear with me. Dexter, stop eating your bed. He's being a bad boy. Okay. Because my wrist's hurting me, I actually have, I never ever use this thing, but it actually punches the holes. I never use it, but my wrists are bugging me, so I'm going to use it right now. I can never get as accurate as when I use my hand punch with this, so. Not my most favorite tool, but it does save my wrists. I don't know if that went all the way through or not. These are Gold Star presses. I don't know if they're really anything I would recommend. They're what I got at the time. They were so expensive to have shipped here too. But this thing doesn't really do very good. Maybe I need to empty this out. Sometimes it gets all full of stuff and it doesn't cut very well. I think the cam press ones would be much better. Did you start your rivets already, Diane? And I haven't even punched my holes yet. Get back in there. Oh my gosh. Come on. I have to do it. I've already punched some holes, so. Let's try this again. Oops. Come on. It's more lining up where I want it to go. It's fighting me. Okay. So, my review of the Gold Star hole puncher. It sucks. I actually use it for my, works really good on these. Otherwise, it's useless. Useless! Oh, does it? Mine does too. It's weird. I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to see if I can just poke this one through. There we go. Okay. Where are my rivets? Did you put the rivets on the back too, Diane? Again, they're not necessary. I just like them. I think they look pretty. Come on, go through. Maybe not when I'm on camera, but now I'm committed. I have to do it. That's better. That was a more satisfying sound. Yeah. I know. There's not. I'm forcing a hole there. I will stop trying to cheat. Oh, Dexter, don't cry, baby. Oh, you're just doing them now? Okay. Perfect. I don't know. Do you guys think that adds a nice little decorative element? I think so. It's nice to bling up your bag if you can. Okay. Now my rivet press, on the other hand, I loves her. Because I am not good at manually setting rivets, I can tell you that. I am not good at it. They all fall off when I do that. Oh, Dexter's giving me the side eye. There, I think that looks nice. I think this will be a notebook for my rivet presses right there. You can't see them on camera and they're within reach. Perfect. All right. Try not to let you guys see how messy I am when I work. I'm actually going to put these back in my baggie. You like the look? Awesome. Okay, and then all we have left to do is to put the gusset on these exterior pieces whenever you're ready. No rush, we got half an hour. So in the pattern, she does this thing with glue and stuff. I don't think you need it. I think it's perfect without glue. She glues the seams here, and maybe it gives it a little different shape, but I don't like working with glue, and I think it looks perfect like this. I really like this purple with the black leopard though. My house, oh my gosh, I need my mom to come over to help me. It's a disaster. Disaster. All right. Another couple of minutes. We're almost done. Oh my goodness. Dexter. Did you guys hear him? No. No. Stay. Don't give me the cute puppy eyes. No. No talking. Use your inside voice. That's his inside voice. Use your inside voice. Good to go. Okay. So now we are going to take our gusset and our front panel. We have our bottom centers marked, and we've done this in many bags. I know you guys know what we're doing. I'm going to put them right sides together, match up that center. I apologize for my crying puppy. It was his birthday yesterday. He turned 10 months old. Time flies. Put 3 or 4 clips to hold that center. Bring up the side. This is where we wanted to make sure we have everything tucked in for our hardware. Match up that top side. Oh, Dexter, stop. 2 or 3 clips to hold it there. He is a drama queen, I told you. Yesterday, oh my gosh. And he outweighs me. He weighed in at 77 pounds. Okay, up to the other side. No, thank you for using your inside voice though. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then once you have those 3 sections going, and start I'm sorry, you guys. This is exactly why I couldn't do glass before. Okay, and when it doesn't want to go around that corner, as you can see, that's where we're going to put little 1/8 of an inch snips to make that straight piece go curvy. So I'm clipping into the gusset, not the main panel, and I'm going somewhere in between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch, no further than 1/4 of an inch. No! 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 Oh my gosh. Hey! Go to your place. Go on. Go to your place. He's mad at me. Okay. And then that'll spread the fabric out. I apologize, you guys. So go around that corner. Is the microphone okay still? Or did he make it go wonky because he was barking? Said I kicked him upstairs, but he has to be supervised at all times right now, so. He sounds cute. He's being a naughty boy. Oh, don't you make a bed in my scrap pile, mister. Okay, same with the other side. Hey! No! Riley's in a work meeting with his work. He was supposed to be able to watch him. Oh well. He managed to watch him all day so I could actually get caught up, so I'm not feeling so overwhelmed anymore. Okay. Maybe it's just Coco's bark that makes everything go wonky. So again, the little slits in it, make it so it goes around. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew around this with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I'm going to put it flat on my machine like this and sew around the sides. It's fine? Okay, thank you. Yeah, he needs me. He's just being a drama king. Okay. Okay, go, Dex. Go, go. Fix my camera again. There we go. Okay, so 3/8. Dexter, no! Go, go, go. Stay. Okay. No. Oh my gosh. No. Go. Okay, I'm just going to actually go throw him in with Riley. I will be right back. Hold on. Hold on. Dexter. Don't, Dexter, come. Upstairs. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that, you guys. So Riley has him for his meeting right now. Okay. I can't have him moving my cameras around like that. Now it's all wacky. One sec. Sorry, I'm making you guys dizzy. Oh, I'm professional. I'm sloppy and unprofessional today. I apologize. Okay. There we go. I think I got it right again. Oh my gosh. 3/8 of an inch all the way around. Next week, I should be able to leave them unsupervised. So take the corners slow to try not to get any puckers. It actually is laying pretty flat to this luxe, which makes me happy. Pearl vinyl was a little trickier, maybe because it's thicker. Stiletto might help here too. Can't wait to get a new stiletto. It's so magical. Okay, and then I'm going to go around with the second line of stitching just to solidify. Is my camera still? It's stuck on my chair. I don't know why. that back. He was being a bad boy. Oh my goodness, what is going on with my camera now? There we go. Okay, I just got to unstick this other camera from my chair. There we go. I'll have to readjust that. Okay. Oh my gosh, mayhem. Okay, so let me know when you're done with that. Oh my gosh. My room isn't big enough to have a 77-pound needy dog with a cone on his head. Because he got his cone stuck between the camera and my chair. That's what was going on. Okay. So now, I'm not going to trim up the seam allowances on the sides here. I'm going to take my pinking shears to the bottom corners. If you're worried about thickness, you can definitely go ahead and baste the seams open. I did in the tutorial in the class. I'm just going to nest my seam. And I'm going to trim the seam allowance up along the bottom, but I'm not going to on the sides. So I'm just going to leave the sides there. Okay. And then I'm going to repeat and do the same thing with the other side, right sides together. The only trickier part with this is you got to make sure when you're sewing it that you're folding the flap out of the way. You do not want that flap to get caught in the seam allowance. So we'll get this done. How is the little wound doing now? It's still swollen, Dawn, but it's not as red and angry as it was when he had licked it raw. For those just coming in, my dog was neutered, and I swear the 5 minutes I wasn't washing him, he licked it. He got that cone off and he was going to town, and I had to rush him to the vet because it was bad. So now he's in that other cone for 2 weeks and can't be unsupervised. He's not allowed to play or jump or anything either. So he's a puppy. He wants to do that and he can't. And Coco just wants to play with him and she can't. So the last couple of days it's been hard and busy. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was hard. It was really hard to work because I couldn't have him in here because he's a tank. And as you see in class, he's not as bad today as he was yesterday, but usually he's in here in class and he's nice and quiet, but right now he's just bored because I can't take him to the park. I can't take him for a walk. He can't go outside unattended and it's too hot anyways, but he's just hard on the little baby. Alright, so we'll get this gusset done on this side and then we will be done for a day, and it's just very minimal homework, which I'll tell you what it is as soon as we get this done. But yeah, if you think how fast this bag is, usually we do one side of the gusset and I say, okay, do the other side for homework because we're running out of time, but we did the whole exterior of the bag in this with dog drama and with chatting and everything. Like, it's cut to finish. I would say this is about a 3-hour bag, 4-hour bag maybe. Faster once you practice more. I did the tutorial this morning for it with editing and voiceover and everything, so oh, he's not in pain anymore, Dawn. He's fine. He's on pain meds anyways. He had anti-anxiety for the last couple of days and he doesn't have any now, and they were mainly just to make it so he would stay calm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew that seam. Okay. But yeah, I think I will remember for Tuesday's class, I'm going to put my iPad there so I can actually see the chat and what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I take my flap and I fold it up and out of the way like so I know I'm not getting it into that seam. Oopsies. So I just use my sense of feel to make sure there's no puckers. If there's a pucker in the corner, it's not a big deal. Usually if you have puckers, they're uniform on either side. So it makes it look on purpose. But this one's pretty easy to not have puckers. I might have one right there. We'll see when I turn it out. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure my flap's out of the way because I don't want to accidentally sew through it. And then I'm going to go around with that second row stitching again just for extra stitch strength. Oh. Or not, because I just ran out of thread. Do I have another bobbin? Do I have another bobbin? I do! Yay! Whew! I made it to the end. Impressive. Okay. Change my bobbin. I didn't think I'd go through a whole bobbin of thread with this already, but I guess so. I am using the Tex 90, so I guess it is thicker and doesn't fill the bobbin as much. Okay, so second line of stitching just to strengthen my stitches. There you go. There we go, and I'm going to trim it up the same way as I did the other side. And trim up along the bottom. Now that whining you hear right now, that's Coco because she wants in Riley's room too. He needs his mommy. Yeah, his mommy needs a break. It's the weekend, Dave's here, but I'm pretty much caught up on work. The only thing I have left to do is to finish up those wings for my dad. They kind of have gone to the wayside, so I might do that this weekend. Okay, so once that's done, you can go ahead and you can turn this right side out. But now you guys understand why I had to cancel the classes, the Tuesday class, because there's just no way. And with it being such a complicated bag, and I'll show you the bag here momentarily. On Thursday, people can see it too. You'll have access to the classes in 6 months as well. But yeah, I just couldn't have any distraction. This bag here is super simple, and I just made it today, so it's really fresh in my mind. But Cassia is a little, Cassia's satchel's a little bit more in depth, but it's beautiful. This turned out really nice in the Luxe Leopard from Galaxy Customs. I'm happy with it. You're going to see my hardware is still tucked in and underneath. That is okay. We'll pop that out later. We want it tucked in there. So we have this open for when we go to push it out, but we're going to see how tight the sewing is. That's why we didn't put any rivets in there yet, because we're going to have to fold this down when we go to sew it together. So we need that to be able to stay out of the way. And that's why we have this open, so we can push it up too. It's decorative and functional. Okay. So yeah, I'd say go put your male side on, but no, we'll do that in class because once we do the seam, that's going to change where it goes. But you can kind of get an idea what this is going to look like. It's going to be super cute. So yeah. So that is it for the class today, just the exterior. For homework, do your strap as well as your zipper pocket. I know we all know how to do the zipper pocket overlay. Do your zipper pocket however you like to do it. Just leave the bottom of the zipper pocket open. So that is going to be the homework, is to do the lining, the zipper pocket, and your strap if you haven't done it already. And that's it. So next week we will do the lining. The lining is going to take 2 minutes, you guys, like so fast. I have a bet. I think Diane will probably finish it before next class. There's not much more to do. But the lining, and then we will sew the lining in this together. Close up the turn holes. Probably won't do the male part of the turn lock in class just because it's noisy, but I will show you my way of figuring out where to place it on the flap so they line up perfect, and that'll be it. So yeah, only homework is your strap if you haven't done it already, and to do your lining zipper pocket, leaving the bottom of the zipper pocket open. Any questions? You guys like it? Pretty fast, hey? Who wants to see the Tuesday bag? You can still join us for Tuesdays if you want to upgrade too, because all we've done is cut this out so far. This is the Cassia satchel. So it's got a zipper on the back. Look down here. Big zipper down the middle for the main compartment. I do not recommend using waterproof canvas for the lining for this bag. It's not, I did in this one, and it made it a little bit challenging just because cotton would be, you'd be able to manipulate it more. You got your 2 pockets here that open up. It's nice. It's very cute. And it's not as big as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be ginormous. I guess it is a large bag. It's a me-size bag though, so. And this is the 600 PVC denier from that new Sam Fabric shop. Love it. Again, don't know if it's domestic friendly. Definitely is industrial friendly though, so. This is what we're making on Tuesdays. And we missed this last Tuesday class, so we have a lot of work to do. So, any questions before we call it? You'll be a good Gordland. Yeah, or I'll be sewing along together, or sewing alone, because I know there are some people making these after the fact, so that's okay. But it's super. I think this is going to be a really good one for craft markets, because really I use scraps to make these. It's got minimal hardware. I put my price on this as $135 Canadian. So for craft markets, I usually mark things down, so it'll probably be about $115 at the craft markets. I usually mark it down because I don't have to worry about the delivery, and craft markets sometimes, I don't know. I have craft market pricing, which just kind of, I tell my clients you can get it at a cheaper price if you come to the craft markets, and then they come and get it. So, but yeah, these would be a lower ticket item for sure at $135 rather than the $175 or the $200 I usually charge for a bag. So it's a good one. It's right up there with Mabel. So what do you guys think so far? Pretty good, hey, for a free pattern. I like it anyway, so. All right, so it is now 5:52. Wow, we almost filled that hour. So it'll probably fill the full class with what we have left to do next week as well. It'll be an hour, hour and a half maybe. Maybe it won't be the full 2 hours depending on how things are going. Yeah, the Cassia classes will be full classes, guaranteed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the tutorial for this one. Should be all uploaded here pretty quick. The Makayla tutorial is already uploaded, so all members have access to both of the tutorials for these. So even if you're not part of the Tuesday classes and you want to see how this goes together, it's a little bit of a longer tutorial. I think it was 1 hour and 10 minutes, but there's so many. I learned stuff in this. This was a challenging but fun bag to make, but I even learned things, so that's good. All right. So thank you, everybody. I will see you guys soon. I may be going on live. I've got to do my check-in soon, and I still got to do the July draw for our VIP member of the month. I haven't done that yet. I got thread in my mouth. That's my hair. It's all good. So I'm going to try to go live tomorrow. Definitely won't be Saturday. Maybe tomorrow before I go grocery shopping. So keep an eye out for that if I do. I'm not promising, but I should. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch